The house feels quieter this Christmas. The kind of quiet that doesn't come from peace, but from absence. There's no smell of cinnamon from Mom's kitchen, no old Christmas songs humming from Dad's radio. Just silence and the faint sound of snow tapping against the window. I sit by the fireplace, watching the flames flicker against the wooden walls of the house I grew up in. It's strange being here alone. This living room once overflowed with laughter, with the warmth of voices that made the cold December evenings feel alive. Now it's just me and the memories. I still remember the Christmas of 1998. I must have been 10. Snowflakes drifted under the yellow street lights like tiny falling stars, and the smell of hot cocoa filled every corner of our house. Mom had this habit of singing while she cooked, soft, humming tunes that made you feel safe. Dad would sit in his old armchair, pretending to read the newspaper, but secretly watching her with a smile. They'd been married for 30 years then, but they still acted like teenagers in love. That Christmas, Dad built me a wooden train set by hand. He stayed up till 2 in the morning sanding the edges smooth so I wouldn't hurt my fingers. I didn't understand it then, but now I realize that's how love looked in our family. Quiet, patient, steady. Time moved faster after that. I went to college in Boston, got a job, moved to the city. Visits became fewer, calls shorter. I'd promise, "I'll come next Christmas, Mom." And sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. Then one winter, Dad passed away suddenly, a heart attack in his sleep. Mom never really recovered after that. She'd call sometimes just to ask, "Do you remember the Christmas when your father burned the turkey?" and laugh softly to herself. Even over the phone, I could hear the loneliness in her voice. When she passed away 2 years later, it felt like the world stopped for a moment and then just kept going without asking if I was ready to move on. So here I am now, back in the same house 15 years later. The lights are still on the porch, though some bulbs have gone dim. Mom's recipe book sits on the kitchen counter, its pages stained with chocolate and cinnamon. Dad's old armchair still creaks in the same way when I sit down. Outside, snow covers everything. The road, the porch steps, even the old oak tree in the front yard where we used to hang ornaments. For a while, I just sit there, staring at the flickering lights on the tree. It's small this year, a simple one I bought from the local market. No fancy decorations, just a few old ornaments I found in the attic. Each one tells a story. There's the angel my mother bought at the town fair in '89.
The wooden train Dad carved when I was little. The tiny red heart ornament Mom said symbolized home. I hang them one by one, feeling like I'm piecing together fragments of time. Just as I light the final candle, I hear a soft knock. When I open the door, I see Mrs. Patterson, our old neighbor. She's older now, a little slower, but her eyes light up when she sees me. "Ethan, is that really you?" she says, pulling her scarf tighter. "I thought you might be here tonight. I baked you some gingerbread like your mother used to." Her kindness hits me harder than I expect. I invite her in, and we sit by the fire, sipping cocoa and talking about the old days, about how Dad used to shovel everyone's driveway before Christmas morning, about how Mom organized the carol nights at the church. For a moment, it feels like they're still here, like the house remembers their laughter too. After Mrs. Patterson leaves, I go upstairs. In my parents' old bedroom, I find a small box tucked away in the top drawer. Inside, there's a folded letter with my name written on it, in Mom's handwriting. My hands tremble as I open it. My dear Ethan, if you're reading this, it means I couldn't say goodbye in person. Don't be sad when Christmas comes. Remember, every light you hang, every cookie you bake, every song you hum, it's a piece of us still living through you. Love doesn't end, son. It just changes its form. Merry Christmas, Mom. I sit there for a long time, holding the letter, the words blurring through tears I didn't know were waiting. Outside, the church bells begin to ring. Midnight. Christmas Day. I walk to the window and look out at the snow-covered town. The houses glow softly, one by one, as families gather around their trees. I realize something. Christmas was never about the gifts or the food. It was about the people. The feeling of belonging, of being loved, even when life pulls you apart. And maybe, even when they're gone, love still finds a way to come home. When the morning sun rises, the snow sparkles like 1,000 tiny diamonds. I make coffee just the way Mom did, strong, with a hint of vanilla. I turn on Dad's old radio, and for a moment it crackles before playing one of his favorite songs, "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." I smile. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe it's something else. Either way, I feel them here. So, I light the fire again. I bake cookies using Mom's recipe, and I whisper softly, "Merry Christmas, Mom. Merry Christmas, Dad." The house doesn't feel empty anymore, just quiet, in a peaceful way. Because now I know the people we love never truly leave us. They stay in the songs, in the smells, in the warmth that lingers after the fire fades. Every Christmas since then, I come back to this old house. Not because I have to, but because I want to. I sit by the same fireplace, hang the same ornaments, and let the same memories wash over me. And every year when the snow begins to fall, I feel a gentle comfort, as if my parents are sitting right beside me, smiling quietly, proud of the person I've become. Maybe that's what love is. Not something we lose, but something we carry forever. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this.